Hey everyone, Dr. Mike here. You know I'm all about living a healthy lifestyle, and that includes what you put on your plate. We all know that too much salt can be bad for your heart, but did you know there are foods out there that can be even worse? We're talking about silent killers lurking in your pantry and fridge, quietly contributing to heart disease without you even realizing it. And the worst part? These are foods many of us eat every single day. So if you're ready to take control of your heart health and learn which foods to avoid, stick around. In this video, we're diving deep into the science behind why these foods are so harmful, and more importantly, what you can eat instead to keep your heart happy and healthy for years to come. Let's get started. Let's face it, bacon is delicious. That crispy, salty goodness is hard to resist. But here's the truth. Bacon, along with other processed meats, is loaded with saturated fat, sodium, and chemical preservatives. A recipe for disaster when it comes to your heart. We're talking about significantly increased risks of heart disease, stroke, and even certain types of cancer. Why? Well, all that saturated fat raises your bad cholesterol levels, which can clog your arteries and lead to heart attack or stroke. And if that wasn't bad enough, the high sodium content in processed meats increases your blood pressure, putting even more strain on your heart. Then there are the chemical preservatives, like nitrates and nitrites, which can turn into harmful compounds when cooked at high temperatures. These compounds, known as nitrosamines, have been linked to an increased risk of cancer. So while that BLT might be calling your name, remember the long-term cost to your health. We all love a good sauce to add flavor to our meals, but those convenient jars of ready-made sauces often contain a dangerous cocktail of sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats. These hidden ingredients can wreak havoc on your heart health without you even realizing it. One of the biggest culprits is added sugar. Many ready-made sauces are loaded with sugar, often in the form of high-fructose corn syrup. This type of sugar is quickly absorbed into your bloodstream, causing spikes in blood glucose and increasing your risk of insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. And it's not just the sugar content that's worrisome. The high sodium levels in many sauces can lead to fluid retention, increasing your blood pressure and putting extra strain on your heart. Over time, this can contribute to heart disease, stroke, and other health problems. But wait, there's more. Many ready-made sauces also contain unhealthy fats, artificial preservatives, colorants, and flavor enhancers like MSG, all of which can contribute to inflammation and other health issues. We all grew up hearing that milk does the body good, right? It builds strong bones. While it's true that milk and dairy products can be sources of calcium, there's a hidden downside we need to talk about, especially when it comes to your heart. You see, whole milk and many dairy products are loaded with saturated fats. And guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but saturated fat is a big no-no for heart health. Why? Because it increases your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs up your arteries. Now, I'm not saying you need to ditch dairy entirely, but you definitely need to be smart about it. Swap out whole milk for skimmed or low-fat versions to cut down on those saturated fats. And for those of you who are lactose intolerant or just looking for alternative sources of calcium, don't worry, there are plenty of great plant-based options out there like almond milk, oat milk, and even tofu. Trust me, your heart will thank you. Let's talk about breakfast, the most important meal of the day, right? Well, not if you're starting your day with a big bowl of sugary cereal. You know those brightly colored cereals marketed to kids? And let's be real, some adults too? Yeah, those are some of the worst offenders when it comes to heart health. Many popular breakfast cereals are loaded with sugar, often in the form of a high-fructose corn syrup. And sugar, my friends, is public enemy number one when it comes to your heart. It sends your blood sugar levels soaring, leading to energy crashes and, over time, insulin resistance. But it doesn't stop there. These sugary cereals often lack fiber, which helps to slow down sugar absorption. Without fiber, that sugar hits your bloodstream fast, triggering inflammation in your arteries. And chronic inflammation, as we've discussed, is a major risk factor for heart disease. So before you reach for that box of sugar-coated loops, think twice, your heart will thank you. Feeling sluggish? Tempted to reach for that energy drink promising to boost your focus and power through your day? I get it, we've all been there. But before you take that sip, let's talk about what these drinks are really doing to your heart. Energy drinks are often marketed as a quick fix for fatigue, but they're actually a recipe for disaster when it comes to your cardiovascular system. They're typically loaded with caffeine, sugar, and other stimulants that can send your heart racing, and not in a good way. Excessive caffeine intake can lead to a rapid heart rate, palpitations, and even arrhythmias, which are irregular heartbeats. And for those of you with underlying heart conditions, these effects can be even more pronounced and potentially dangerous. But it's not just the caffeine that's a problem. The high sugar content in many energy drinks is also a major culprit in heart disease. Just like with sugary cereals, these drinks cause your blood sugar to spike, leading to insulin resistance, inflammation, and over time, an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. Alright, let's talk about fast food. It's everywhere, isn't it? From the bustling city streets to the quiet suburbs, fast food joints have become a staple in our daily lives. They're convenient, quick, and often irresistibly tasty. But have you ever stopped to think about what you're really consuming? We all know it's not exactly health food, but did you know just how harmful it can be for your heart? Fast food is often loaded with ingredients that can wreak havoc on your cardiovascular system. It's not just about the calories, it's about the quality of those calories. Think of it as a toxic cocktail of everything bad for your cardiovascular system. We're talking saturated fats, trans fats, and hidden sugars. These ingredients are like silent killers, lurking in your favorite meals. They might make the food taste good, but they're doing a number on your heart. Hidden sugars, you name it, fast food probably has it in spades. These sugars are often added to enhance flavor, but they come with a heavy price. They can lead to weight gain, which in turn increases your risk of heart disease. First up, those delicious fries. They might be your go-to side dish, but they're far from harmless. Often cooked in reused oil, these fries are a hotbed of unhealthy fats. The oil is heated to high temperatures, which can create harmful compounds. They're loaded with saturated and trans fats, which are known to raise your bad cholesterol levels. These fats are like a double-edged sword, increasing your risk of heart disease and other health issues, which raise your bad cholesterol levels. High cholesterol is a major risk factor for heart disease. It's like a ticking time bomb, waiting to go off. High cholesterol is like plaque buildup in your arteries, restricting blood flow and putting extra strain on your heart. This can lead to a host of problems, from chest pain to heart attacks. Restricting blood flow and putting extra strain on your heart. Over time, this can lead to serious heart problems. It's like trying to force water through a clogged pipe. Eventually, something's got to give. Over time, this can lead to serious heart problems. We're talking about conditions like coronary artery disease, heart attacks, and even heart failure. But it's not just the fats. Fast food is notorious for its sky-high sodium content. Salt is often used to enhance flavor, but too much of it can be detrimental to your health. Fast food is notorious for its sky-high sodium content. This excessive salt intake can lead to a range of health issues, from high blood pressure to kidney problems. All that salt makes your body retain water, increasing your blood pressure. High blood pressure is a silent killer, often showing no symptoms until it's too late. And we all know high blood pressure is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. It's like adding fuel to the fire, making an already bad situation worse. And don't even get me started on the sugary sodas and milkshakes. These drinks are often loaded with sugar, far more than you might realize. Those sugary drinks are like a sugar rush straight to your bloodstream, spiking your blood sugar levels and messing with your insulin sensitivity. This can lead to a range of issues, from energy crashes to long-term health problems. Spiking your blood sugar levels and messing with your insulin sensitivity. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your body can't effectively use insulin. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and a whole host of other health problems. Diabetes is a serious condition that can lead to complications like nerve damage, kidney disease, and even blindness, and a whole host of other health problems. So next time you're tempted by that fast food craving, think about what you're really putting into your body. It's not just about the taste, it's about your long-term health. Making healthier choices today can lead to a better, healthier tomorrow. Let's be honest, we all have a sweet tooth, but when it comes to your heart health, those commercially produced sweets are a recipe for disaster. They might taste good in the moment, but they're packed with ingredients that spell trouble for your cardiovascular system. The main culprits here are refined sugar and trans fats, a double whammy for your heart. Refined sugar sends your blood sugar levels on a roller coaster ride, leading to insulin resistance and increased triglyceride levels. High triglycerides are a type of fat found in your blood, and elevated levels are linked to heart disease. And then there are the trans fats, often lurking in the ingredient list under the guise of partially hydrogenated oil. These sneaky fats raise your bad cholesterol levels and lower your good cholesterol levels, creating a perfect storm for clogged arteries and heart disease. But it's not just the sugar and fat content that's worrisome. Many industrialized sweets are loaded with artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, which have been linked to inflammation and other health problems. Remember, chronic inflammation is a major driver of heart disease. We've all been there, that craving for a big plate of pasta or a crusty loaf of bread. But when it comes to your heart, those refined grains can be a real downfall. They might seem harmless, but they're often hiding a dirty little secret: empty calories. Refined breads and pastas are made from white flour that has been stripped of its fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. This leaves you with a product that's quickly digested and sends your blood sugar levels soaring, leading to those dreaded energy crashes later on. But the problem goes beyond just empty calories. These refined carbohydrates have a high glycemic index, meaning they're rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream, causing a spike in blood sugar and insulin. Over time, this constant roller coaster of blood sugar levels can lead to insulin resistance, a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And to make matters worse, many refined bread and pasta products are also loaded with added sugars, sodium, and unhealthy fats. These added ingredients further contribute to weight gain, inflammation, and an increased risk of heart disease. Alright, let's talk about something you might be spreading on your toast every morning, thinking it's the healthier choice: margarine. Now I get it, we've been told for years that margarine is better for your heart than butter because it's lower in saturated fat. But here's the catch. Many margarines are loaded with trans fats. Remember those? Trans fats are created through a process called hydrogenation, where liquid oils are turned into solid fats. While this might give margarine that spreadable texture, it also makes it a serious heartbreaker. Trans fats raise your bad cholesterol, lower your good cholesterol, and basically pave the way for plaque to build up in your arteries. And it doesn't stop there. Many margarines and vegetable creams are also packed with refined oils, preservatives, and artificial additives. These ingredients can contribute to inflammation throughout your body, including your blood vessels. Over time, this chronic inflammation can damage your arteries and increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even type 2 diabetes. Okay, let's talk about meat. Now, I'm not here to tell you to give up meat entirely. Lean protein is an important part of a healthy diet. But when it comes to your heart, not all meats are created equal. And processed red meats in particular deserve a big fat red flag. We're talking about bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, basically anything that's been smoked, cured, salted, or preserved with chemical additives. The problem with these processed meats is that they're often loaded with saturated fat, which can raise your bad cholesterol and contribute to heart disease. But the real kicker is the nitrites and nitrates. These preservatives are added to processed meats to give them that characteristic pink color and prevent bacterial growth. Sounds good, right? Well, here's the catch. When nitrites and nitrates are cooked at high temperatures, they can form compounds called nitrosamines, which have been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. And as if that wasn't bad enough, processed meats are also often packed with sodium, which can raise your blood pressure and put extra strain on your heart. Let's be honest, who doesn't love the crispy, crunchy goodness of fried food? But as tempting as those French fries and onion rings might be, they're not doing your heart any favors. In fact, fried foods are one of the worst things you can eat when it comes to your cardiovascular health. The main culprit here is the fat. When foods are deep fried, they soak up a significant amount of oil, and not the good kind. We're talking about saturated and trans fats, the very same culprits that can raise your bad cholesterol, lower your good cholesterol, and clog your arteries. But it's not just the type of fat that's the problem. The high heat used in deep frying can actually cause the oil to break down and release harmful compounds called free radicals. These unstable molecules can damage your cells and contribute to inflammation throughout your body, including your heart. And if that wasn't bad enough, many restaurants and fast food chains reuse their frying oil multiple times. This repeated heating and cooling can further degrade the oil and increase the formation of harmful compounds. Alright guys, let's talk about a silent killer lurking in your pantry: hydrogenated vegetable oils. These oils are more common than you might think, and they can be found in a surprising number of everyday food items. You might not see them as the enemy, but trust me, they're bad news for your heart. When you're at the grocery store, it's easy to overlook the fine print on food labels. However, taking a closer look can reveal the hidden dangers lurking within. These oils undergo a process called hydrogenation, which turns healthy oils into unhealthy trans fats. The hydrogenation process involves adding hydrogen to liquid vegetable oils to make them more solid. Now, why are trans fats so bad? Well, trans fats have been linked to a variety of health issues, including heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. They raise your LDL cholesterol, that's the bad kind, and lower your HDL cholesterol, the good kind. This imbalance can be detrimental to your cardiovascular health. This double whammy creates a perfect storm for plaque buildup in your arteries, increasing your risk of heart disease, and it doesn't stop there. The effects of trans fats extend beyond just cholesterol levels. They can also cause inflammation in your blood vessels. Trans fats also inflame your blood vessels, making them stiff and more prone to blockages. Think of your arteries like highways. Just as highways need to be clear for smooth traffic flow, your arteries need to be clear for blood to flow freely. You want them clear for smooth traffic flow. Clear arteries allow blood to flow easily, delivering oxygen and nutrients to your organs and tissues. But trans fats are like roadblocks, causing congestion and increasing the risk of a serious accident like a heart attack or stroke. These hydrogenated oils are hiding in plain sight. They can be found in a wide range of processed foods, from snacks to baked goods to frozen meals. You'll find them in margarine, processed cookies, and many other common food items. Fried foods, some breads, and even those creamy vegetable shortenings. These shortenings are often used in baking to create flaky pastries and tender cakes. They're like the undercover agents of the food world, silently sabotaging your health. Let's talk about something many of us enjoy a little too much: sugary drinks. These beverages are everywhere, from our favorite fast food joints to the vending machines at work, and even in our own refrigerators. They come in all shapes and sizes, from the classic sodas to the more modern energy drinks and flavored waters. They might seem harmless, but these sweet temptations are loaded with sugar and can wreak havoc on your heart health. We're talking sodas, sports drinks, those fancy coffee concoctions, and even some fruit juices. It's easy to overlook the sugar content in these drinks because they taste so good and are marketed as refreshing and energizing. Yes, even those seemingly healthy options can be packed with sugar. The problem is, these drinks are often loaded with fructose, a type of sugar that's metabolized differently in your body. Unlike glucose, which your body uses for energy, Fructose goes straight to your liver. When your liver gets overloaded with fructose, it starts turning it into fat, which can lead to fatty liver disease and a whole host of other problems. This isn't just a minor issue. Fatty liver disease can have serious consequences for your overall health. And it doesn't stop there. These sugary drinks are like a fast track to insulin resistance, a condition where your body doesn't respond to insulin as well as it should. This can lead to type 2 diabetes, a major risk factor for heart disease. Think of it like this. Every time you sip on a sugary drink, you're basically pouring sugar into your bloodstream. This causes your blood sugar levels to spike, putting stress on your heart and blood vessels over time. The immediate effects might be subtle, like a quick burst of energy followed by a crash, but the long-term consequences are far more serious. So next time you reach for that sugary drink, think about what it's doing to your body. Consider healthier alternatives like water, herbal teas, or even just cutting back on the amount of sugar you consume. Your heart will thank you. That's it for today's video on the worst foods for your heart. We covered a lot of ground, from hidden dangers like hydrogenated oils to the sweet deception of sugary drinks. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to your health. By being aware of these heart-harming culprits and making simple swaps, you can make a huge difference in your long-term health and well-being. Keep in mind, I'm not saying you can never enjoy these foods again. Life is all about balance. But by making healthier choices most of the time, you're setting yourself up for a healthier, happier heart. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more health tips and science-backed advice. Stay healthy and see you next time.